We're good? We look good. It should be live now. Cool. Okay, so I'm starting straight this way. Right off the bat. Which I don't normally do these days, but here I am. So, give me a second while I pull stuff up. I have a couple announcements. Well, I guess I have one announcement that pertains to this stream, one announcement that does not. So, pertaining to this stream, there's a chance that it will end early. It has a hard cutoff at my my end time of around 4:30. I have some stuff I have to go do that kind of relies on daylight, and that's gonna be whenever Gwen gets back is when we leave to do that. So the stream is on that deadline. So if I don't quite finish both sprites by then, I'll just stop. But I don't think either of these ones will be too tough in that regard. But the other one, and this one's not as sad as this stream is limited in time. This one is actually that if you have ever seen my clothing unrelated merchandise, which is basically all of the random clothing designs I come up with that aren't tied to this channel, they go to the Teespring store, which I now think is just called Creator Spring, but it's also Teespring. But regardless, it goes to the store on there called Clothing Unrelated, which is just, I took photos of stuff, I made sprites of stuff, I did whatever. I said, man, this looks really cool, I would love to have it on a shirt, but it's not DurchBurch. But, you know, it's still cool. So I definitely want to have it out there. And so I sell everything there at basically the lowest price I can. Like, I make a tiny bit of profit, like $1 per purchase, roughly. It's usually what my estimates are. Some things are less, some things are more. But I just had a new clothing drop on Clothing Unrelated. So this here is one of the designs. There are 7 different designs called my Maybreak collection. All of the designs are somewhat natural in theme, or you know, something along those lines. They're not all as natural as this. There's also a design, this is called Floral Nova, which is a macro photo of a flower, I believe a violet, or something like that, and then that's been kind of spliced into this kind of a pattern, and then it's partially transparent as well, such that if you were to wear this shirt on white, it looks as the photo did, but you can wear it on other colors, and hopefully, emphasis on hopefully here, the result is that it you can see the shirt color underneath and then the printed color over top. So if you wore something with black, it would be this really dark. All the lights in that would be replaced with darks, but the, you know, color is the same general color. You could also get it with like blue, which has this like really cool like blue purple gradient look. But yeah, there's other designs like one is Warped Chicken. It's literally just a photo of a chicken that I had that I put like a spiral filter over. I like inverted the colors of the original image and then used the spiral one to subtract based on the... Basically, it re-inverts if the same color is over the same color, like the one in the spiral and the one that's not spiral. But whatever, it just looks neat. But there's a chicken in it, and it's neat looking. There's also one that is just a design based on a pawpaw flower. If you've never heard of a pawpaw tree, it's a tree native to North America, produces a fruit. Their flowers are like this kind of really pretty maroon color, and there's 6 petals. There's 3 big ones on the outside, 3 smaller ones on the inside, and then there's like a central like pollen area and stuff like that. It's pollinated by flies. But I went through, There's 7 designs. They're out there. If you want to look at them, there's a link in the description below to Clothing Unrelated. Otherwise, it's... Last I remember, it was teespring.com/Clothing Unrelated, but now it's Creator Spring, and they've shifted around. I think the old one will still redirect to it. If you're really unsure, you can go to my website, DurchBurch.xyz, go to my creative tab, my creative page, and then go down to the Clothing Unrelated logo, and it will take you to the Clothing Unrelated store. You can also find it on Facebook now, which is facebook.com/Clothing Unrelated. There's links there as well. But yeah, if you want to check out all the new natural looking designs, that's where they are. I'm really excited. I spent a while on them. It was a fun time. I'm probably gonna purchase some of them myself in the coming future, but probably not immediately, just because I want to get my job going before I start spending all the money. But yeah, let's get that out of here, because we are here to sprite, not sell merch. All right, so the sprites that I'm doing today, the first one is for a Fakemon that's actually inspired by Greek life. I forget which frat. I believe this one's a fraternity. But it was they had like a fleur-de-lis emblem and like a key or something like that. And so we were like, oh, let's go, because the fleur-de-lis, let's go with something that's plant related. And then let's make it a lock. And so we kind of saw it as this almost counterpart to like Klefki, even though Klefki's not in this game. But sort of just this like a floating lock that like had little wiggly arms and flies around. I don't know how else to describe him. That's really all he is. But he's cute, he's fun. It kind of some Delmise vibes, kind of some like, I mean, I'd say there's like some Delmise vibes, and then I'd say there's also kind of a layer of like Carnivine and Klefki, which is kind of an interesting combination of Pokemon to conceptually merge. But yeah, let's just dive into this. So we've got this bar at the top. I hear cat shenanigans, and I don't know what they're doing. But yeah, so we've got this like bar on the top. This one's actually slightly long. Let's see. So, this is how that looks. I do it that way. I guess the other thing I want to make sure is that I don't make it... Oh. Yeah, looking at the original, actually, this should actually be a little wider than it is, because it actually is wider than the top of Cresslock. Right? Yeah, it's a little bit wider. Okay, so I actually do need to widen this some. Anyways, so I think I'm gonna take this. Oops. Let's take this. Go down. take this. We'll go up. Kind of like that. And then we'll just kind of, let's just get rid of this. And then we'll see what happens if we just do a straight line between these. Yeah, that works pretty well. And then, yeah, that doesn't look bad. So that's kind of our bar here. It might need to be thickened a little, but then again, it's not really a part of the design that is thick. The one thing I am noticing is I should probably here, let's make this less tall. Let's try that. Yeah, it's a little closer to the angle that I had going on. And what if I do this? I'm like looking at this and I'm like, why is it that asymmetrical with no reason? So what happens if we do that? Actually, yeah, wait. Yeah, something went wrong in the process of doing that. So I'm realizing this should be like this. Yeah. And I'll put points just to kind of suggest the rest of the shape there. Huh. You know what I should do? I should grab my reference. Let's see, this is so starting with page 2, and then we have page 1. Lovely. Actually, yeah, it does. Yeah, this is actually page 1. Alright, I guess mix them up at some point. See, looking at Cresslock. I should like basically a little ways below that. Yeah, let's move this. Just put it straight upwards. Just so that we can kind of define where the other part of it is. And then let's take this. Okay, and then now we take it, make it green. And put that there. I think it's slightly higher than it was, but that's fine. Let's do that. Starting to kind of hit that in the zone point. And that's just because there's so much detail going on in the leaves on the top of its head. But once I get past them, okay, I think that's a pretty good, pretty close to what I drew here version too, so that's not bad. Just to make the arms more distinct as I do them, I'm gonna do them in a slightly different shade of the green. Oh my god. So, that clattering noise you just heard is this, which is a liquid nails, like, squeeze tube nozzle. I don't know why. Our cat Finn really loves just grabbing it from the basement where it belongs, and then bringing it upstairs and setting it somewhere random. Today he chose, I guess, to put it next to me. Thanks, Finn. He is a very lovable weirdo. So I just want to make sure. And this doesn't look too weird as it goes. Because it is a tough contour to follow in pixel art. Let's try that. I think that looks pretty good. Like, you know, it hits the rough contour of what is going on with the arm. It doesn't look too weird. If I, you know, zoom out, that looks smooth. It's going to be tricky for me to figure out how to, like, light and shade all these, but this one's going to be extra tricky, I think, because it kind of twists in a tighter kind of a twist. So I feel like this is going to be tough. I should also complete this arm. This goes in like that. Like, what is it doing? So we've got that shape. Come around here. Guess it's kind of like that. Man. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Then the rest of this is kind of getting the rest of the body outline put in. Probably is not going to be too tricky because it's not all that complex a design. Think. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Though is that maybe it's too. Let's try this. Slightly wider part there. All right. Leaf. See this visible here. And the outlines are going to be tweaked, obviously, and maybe even the like kind of central veins of the leaves. So don't take the current look of them as like how they're gonna be, you know? It will change. The colors especially are gonna be tweaked some. About there. I like that more for the finger shape on that. Look at these, and I think one of the things that feels weird about them is the fact that they're, you know, this perfectly straight. And they have a little bit of a lean to them. That feels too leaned. Yeah, if I try to adjust it, it just ends up, you know, not leaned. So I guess that's really all I can do on that. Just, it feels a little weird, but I mean, if there's nothing I can do to make it look not weird, then that's just how it is. It's just a limitation of the pixel sizing and whatnot. So the way the original one had this, it's kind of unique. So I'm going to try to replicate that. So basically, hi Fanny. All right. Do not try to eat this. Goofball. Goofball. I think that works pretty well still. Yeah. Bring some black here. It's like, what's missing from it? Ah, yes. Ah. I was like, something feels slightly different about this shadow color, because this one is actually a slightly different one. I actually do kind of like it though. It's useful for certain spots. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, that kind of makes it confusing and hard to read. Do that. Oh. Huh. that make sense? Hey, Mike. Yeah, it do be a mechanical keyboard. Yeah, it's... Don't want to cut off too many to lose the suggestion of the curve. All right. All right. Let's try that. Help to give it even more differentiation as it kind of twists in, and you get the sense that this here becomes this here. Alright. I'm not sure what to do with the rest of this back, because I feel like it's a bit flat, but like it also is actually flat. You know? Like, I could kind of like do that roughly, yeah. Do something to add like a little more interest to how it's shaded. Maybe not that steep an angle, but, you know, something like that. Trying to think, because if I do this, kind of, yeah, I don't want it to feel too weird. Could also expand the light part in more, and then do that. I don't know if I like that though. Ah! Get back here. A couple concentric rings. Oh, like, kind of the light was kind of like that, roughly. Then you have that one over there. Is that what you're saying? Oh, like those like machined ones. Those. Let me see if I can find a reference image for that so that I can. Here. Like pulling something up. Yeah, it's right in the center of the back. Yeah, I'm just pulling up like a padlock to see. Just a big old circle. Alright. Alright, that's and then I could just kind of make a circle. Do this the easy way. So I'll do like, excuse me? Let's say like 14 by 14. I have anti-aliasing on. That's not useful when this is going to be indexed in a little while. Okay, so first part, carve it out. Because I don't want to block all the details. Underneath. It needs to kind of be like this intermediary thing, you know? Because this comes down over it. And then I should also see, because that's 14. It means that the center point there. Yes. Okay. So now say do 8. Oh yeah, because I'm on that layer. I was like, what? I can't fill it with the thing. So is that roughly what you're thinking of? Or are you saying like a little closer to the size of it? In case, because that actually is kind of important to have that little center point for me. Because I could also do no, there 10. I feel like that one looks a little awkward. Okay, so that is the idea. I'm just gonna see if 10's also kind of an awkward size. Puts it in that zone where you get the little triangle-y bits. Yeah, so let's keep the 8. Like, go down small. And then I think what I'm gonna do with this, to give it like a little extra sense of being engraved, so I'm like part of it do actually would I feel yeah, I think that's fine. I see what you're referencing now. I was like, ah. So if I were to take this might be a bit much. Yeah, I feel like that's too pronounced. So that would end up kind of like. It's like, I guess that kind of makes it look like it's raised. But I feel like that could be a bit much for something that's kind of like engraved. But it does kind of look neat. Can't lie. Mike, what are your thoughts on that? My only worry is that it looks like too raised. Cause like, I don't know, cause it's kind of hard to get it to like be thinner, you know, when it's pixels. So, but I do really like how that looks. Like when it's at like the scale it would be, you know. That just looks neat. Try outside. Okay, well, that would be like that. Same contour, just on the outside. That honestly, I see what you mean with that. Yeah. Yeah, that does something. Couple of white dots on the out. So that would be basically kind of like that. And then inside I kind of like that. Though maybe, because it would be engraved, so it would be in. So it would catch light kind of in like a reversed way is what I'm thinking. Yeah, I prefer it just being on that side, I think. If I do that. Yeah, I think the one that ended up working best, yeah, is probably. We have that. Then we have this. You like the reverse? Alright, alright. Alright, I'll pull the reverse back up. Did I just undo the reverse, or did I? Oh, I totally did just undo the reverse. Okay, so we got that. So I don't know why. There we go. Alright, let's re-pull in this reverse. Yeah, ask directly in the chat. Yeah, at this rate, I don't think I'm going to be able to do Spectrakes as well today. Alright. Yeah, I think the reverse is neat. I just think it looks a little strong, so yeah. I can get behind... I can get behind the second option. So I'm gonna do that. It's also a little easier for me to add that here. Got that. Yeah, I'd say that feels pretty engraved. Makes the back less flat, which is good. That's like the most important part, because the back was just like there. Thinking. Maybe use just a little of that to add slightly more direction to it. Okay. Just kind of pops into existence there. Um, I'm trying to think. Is that everything? Trying to figure out. I have like this extra little thing. There is supposed to be one there, so maybe if I expanded that. So leave that. So I think, at the very least, wait, let's. Oh, yeah, wait, I should merge these. Boop. Okay. Like dancing. Yeah, this arm has gone slightly lower over time, and this one stayed almost exactly the same. This one went slightly lower just to get that motion contour, the like gentle curve of the leaf vine stuff. All right, and it's centered all right, so that's nice. It's always good to have that go smoothly. So this is color map 34. I don't like that it's number 34, but it is. Convenient. Because that means that the other one is 35. What number are you? So we got 059 Cresslock back. I'm curious what the shiny is gonna look like, because honestly, every time I see a shiny, you know, it's like, it's such a different experience from like the other one. So when you pull up the shiny, it always looks very different. But real quick, I'm gonna let's put. Who would have thought Cresslock would be this complex of a back sprite? Alright, I'm gonna see about palette swapping. I think this one should be okay. Okay, no, it does. Okay. I was like, I was checking to see where the eye color was in each of the color palettes, and it should be right. So if I just do colors, map, set 35. Ooh. Okay, that looks real good. every time I do these, it's like, oh, I like that. Actually, before I save it that way, though, I would like to kind of add some like texture to the top of it, because it's just kind of flat right now. Because I just had it like as a straight line, but that was temporary. Oh my god, that looks so much better, just with like that little bit of like wibbly wobbliness going on. Feels like a little bit more like there's leaves there, not just a flat line and then like things coming down. Alright, and then now we'll set the color map. kind of funny that it's like I took the color palette of Spectrake normal body and Spectrake shiny body and then stuck it on the Cresslock, but I don't think that's where the shiny came from. I don't remember if the shiny was something I did or if that existed prior. It probably existed prior. I don't think there were all that many that I didn't do the original sprite of that I came up with the shiny for. So that's probably the OG. And just conveniently wound up similar to Spectrake. That said, I don't think I'm gonna have time for Spectrake because I have like 10-ish minutes before Gwen should be returning home and we have to go do stuff. So Spectrake can be saved for another stream. Shh, you go away. Cresslock's leaves were so complex that I had to spend so long getting that twist in there without it looking absolutely stupid. But I'm happy I dedicated that much time to it because now the leaves don't look absolutely stupid. Pretty happy with how that translated from being drawn on this to that. Yeah, I got Spectrake left. I still think of these random ones. Oh, OG was going to be gold and orange. Oh, so... Okay, so we added the purple and kept the orange idea. Gotcha. I still think, looking at like this page full of random... This is not fake one, but like all of these random heads, I think the ones that came out the best... this one we don't talk about. This is a stream exclusive. This one was so bad that I just said no. Because I was like, I tried to somehow get anywhere close to the mist, and I'm like, I cannot for the life of me draw this gas. I think the body itself is fine, and like the arms are fine, but the mist is so bad. I did a horrible job with that. But I think the batteries are probably my favorites. Just how the sketches came out. Because Cresslock, I think, might have been... No, I guess the first battery was the first I did this with, where I don't have a lighter gray, so I just used white and then kind of went underneath it with the gray. I should do more of these someday. Then again, I think I did all the ones that were within my skill range. But yeah, I think that's all that this stream's gonna have for today. But I can always pitch my clothing unrelated Maybreak collection one more time. So once again, here, actually, you know, I'm gonna pull a different one than the last one I showed. So clothing related. Well, that's a fun one. I don't want to do Floral. Okay, I already did Floral Nova, so I don't want to do that one again. Pawpaw or Raspberry Lemonade? I'm gonna go with Raspberry Lemonade. Cause that one's just a pleasant one. So it's save you. Don't mind me downloading images to plug my own clothes. Alright, where is it? There we go. Look at that. It's kind of hard to see because it's a white shirt on this image. But I don't think I sell it exclusively in white. Do I? No, it's also in black, I think. I don't think there's many colors available for this one because the pattern doesn't look great on everything. Oh, that's Raspberry Lemonade. It's a 2x3 like palette of colors, and then basically what I did is I scrambled the pixels of that. So the main center parts of the blocks still are going to be pretty normal, but everything on their edges kind of fuzzy and randomly scattered. And then I took that and I started scaling it up at random increments until it was a large enough image to put on a shirt, but also all the pixels became distorted. So now there's like some that look square still, some that look like thin strips, some that are like normal 1 pixel size. I don't know how some preserved their 1 pixel, but I'm pretty sure I saw a few. But it's just like these random sized pixels on these like fuzzy borders between the colors, and it was just a pleasant palette to look at. But yeah, that's another one in the Maybreak collection, available now from Clothing Unrelated. But yeah, that's a thing. But Spectrake's gonna have to wait for another stream, sadly, but that's okay. So thank you so much if you joined me live or after the fact. Either way is cool with me, as long as you had some fun. That said, I have to go do human things as humans do. In this case, go and weed whack a lawn that is not my lawn with my brother. And I don't know, there's not going to be enough weed whackers for Gwen to have one too, but Gwen will be there. So, alright, I am off. Goodbye. Thanks for joining, Mike. Your advice was helpful. I will drop these in the chat and the drive and whatnot as time permits. Goodbye.